Coronation should be about the king and queen, not the Sussex's family drama. Welcome. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel before watching the video so you don't miss any of our latest content. Thank you for your support. In a recent report by the Daily Mail, a royal insider was quoted saying, "The king is happy that his son Harry, whom he calls his favorite boy, will be at the Abbey. He wanted him to be there. It's sad, he's very disappointed that he won't see Meghan or his grandchildren, but he understands the situation." Many, if not the majority, doubt that Charles III is truly upset about Meghan's absence from his coronation. Britons commenting on the news expressed that Charles III and Camilla likely popped open a bottle of champagne upon hearing this joyful news. There is no doubt that neither Charles III nor the royal family are the least bit disappointed that Meghan won't grace the coronation with her presence, as opined by British journalist Sarah Vine. However, she believes that Meghan's absence is not a wise decision by the Duchess, but rather a demonstration of where Meghan thinks the royal family should shove their coronation and values. In her column for the Daily Mail, Sarah Vine writes, "Undoubtedly, the official line will be polite and respectful, but frankly, you can almost hear the collective sigh of relief emanating from the palace. They may have 99 problems with organizing one of the spectacles of the century, but at least the prospect of Duchess Meghan ruining the entire coronation with what unkind souls might consider one of her trademark dramas is not one of them. Instead, Prince Harry will come alone, leaving his wife and 2 children at home in California. Without a doubt, he will have the same poker face as he has had in several recent occasions when he graced us with his holy presence, but at least we won't have to endure all that melodrama of woe is me and my hat. The coronation should be dedicated to King Charles and Queen Camilla, to the royal family as a beloved British institution, and not to these 2 whining infants with their endlessly perceived grievances and alleged disregard for their interests. If they could both arrive filled with love and reconciliation, that would be fantastic. But you just know it wouldn't be the case. Harry's presence now seems saccharine, thanks to his official mouthpiece, Omid Scobie, warning everyone that the prince will only make a fleeting appearance, amid statements that he won't even bother to go to Buckingham Palace after the main event. It all gives the impression that he is arriving as a martyr, which means that if the Duchess was really accompanying him, it would be a minefield. Everyone would have to walk on eggshells, desperately worried about accidentally upsetting her and ending up in the next episode of the Poor Little Me podcast. It pains me to be so cynical, but that's what experience has taught us over the past 18 months. Considering everything that has happened, it's hard to see how the Duchess's presence could be anything other than at best a distraction and at worst a toxic shroud overshadowing the entire event. And it would be a real shame. Not just for Charles, who, let's not forget, gallantly walked Meghan down the aisle and considers her, and his grandchildren, a precious part of the family. Or for Harry, who, despite relinquishing his royal duties, may still want his children, the ones he so resolutely called Prince and Princess, to be part of such a monumental historical event. But for all of us loyal monarchists who hate to see the royal family torn apart like this, it's shameful. It's also a missed opportunity. Harry believes that his family owes him an apology. I would say that after the way he has behaved, after the awful things he has said, and how he has betrayed many of those who love him, the invitation to the coronation was much more than just a formality. It was a gracious, kind gesture, an olive branch. And frankly, it's much more than he and Meghan deserve. If they had any decency or sense, they would have immediately accepted the invitation in the spirit of reconciliation, seized it as an opportunity to draw a line under all the nastiness and animosity, and finally start healing wounds and moving forward. But no. Instead, the Sussexes doubled down. Meghan's absence may be a huge relief for the palace and most sensible people, but it is also, unmistakably, a disregard that, and forgive me for being blunt, sends a very clear signal: shove your coronation, your royal family, and your traditions into, all of that, those values that King Charles and all of you are defending, shove them into. There is no turning back from this. And perhaps this is what they both want. Meghan has not hidden that she sees her future and focus in America. And here's another interesting news just for you. Choice: to accept the stain or take action. Charles III is ready to strip the Sussexes of their titles again. Talks on this topic have been ongoing since the couple left England and declared a Cold War on the royal family. The question has become particularly acute in anticipation of the coronation. In 2020, the spouses explained their desire to leave the royal family by wanting to be just Harry and Meghan instead of the Duke and Duchess. 3 years have passed since their move, but they are in no hurry to live a typical American life. Instead, the couple has given several high-profile interviews, released a documentary film, and written memoirs. All of these creations were dedicated to the difficult life of the Sussexes in the palace. Finally, 74-year-old Charles III decided to help them start living a normal life. Rumors have been circulating in the press for the past few years that the British monarchy, first with Queen Elizabeth II and now with Charles, intends to strip the couple of their titles since they have resigned from their royal duties. However, instead of taking decisive action, the king continues to remain silent, leaving the subjects puzzled. Furthermore, 38-year-old Harry and 41-year-old Meghan still retain some privileges. For example, their children, 3-year-old Archie and 1-year-old Lilibet, can now officially be called Prince and Princess. Unexpectedly, the king has invited the spouses to his coronation, as if he hasn't seen Harry's scandalous memoirs in which he calls his father a bad parent. According to sources, Charles made this decision for 2 reasons. Firstly, he does not want to appear vengeful and petty as a ruler, and secondly, he still loves his heir despite everything. Harry is his son, and His Majesty will always love him. Although things are complicated now, the door will always be left ajar, said a palace insider. Currently, the question of stripping the Sussexes of their titles is most pressing, and Charles's reputation depends on his decision. Whether to remain a loving father or become a fair monarch is a question he must answer in the near future. However, recently the king has been under strong pressure, which he is no longer able to withstand. Influential members of the royal family are becoming less tolerant. Despite Charles's unconditional love for his son, the pressure will intensify if Harry continues to attack the monarchy. Charles has only 2 options: to accept the stain on the monarchy's image or take action, writes Robert Jobson, author of numerous works on the British monarchy, in his book Charles III, Our King, the Man and the Monarch. According to Jobson, the question of stripping the Sussexes of their titles is being discussed at the highest level. It is quite likely that the recent bold and inappropriate demand by Meghan and Harry to pose on the balcony with working members of the royal family and combine their son Archie's 4th birthday celebration with the coronation has prompted the palace to revisit this issue once again. Representatives of the monarchy have already denied the couple's request, and many are questioning whether they will attend the celebration or choose not to draw attention to themselves on such an important day for Charles and the entire country. Nevertheless, whatever decision Meghan and Harry make, there is a high likelihood that they will simply be referred to as Mr. and Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor from Santa Barbara, California, in the near future. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. Your support means a lot to me. See you in the next video.